Okay, this is the beginning of week 3 of my Benton MacKaye Trail through hike. I've been joined by
KJ.
And we've got about 100 miles to go to Springer Mountain. We are in the, what is it?
Thunder Rock Campground. Let's have some fun.
Well, we've climbed about 1,000 feet in the past 4.5 miles or so, but now we got about 2,500 to climb in 4.5 miles. And my pack is heavy with 4.5 days of grocery store food. It's a sign-eating tree. This is what KJ looks like when he's journaling. Tonight's dinner is cheesy broccoli rice-a-roni with some almonds and fresh broccoli. And the second course is this big package of chunk-like tuna. It's about 6:45 and I've got all the chores done. The food is in the air and I'm gonna go ahead and lay down. It's supposed to start raining in the wee hours of the morning, so we might get up a little early and try to pack up before the downpour really starts. But as predicted, the rain started about 4:30. It slacked up a little bit, so I'm packing up and eat some breakfast in the rain. Started hiking about 6:30, about 15 minutes before the sun came up. Of course, the sun is not actually going to show itself today. It's been raining pretty hard, thunder and lightning earlier. This is a little break. This is a pond from a beaver dam, apparently. KJ is going to attempt the slippery log crossing. Kind of wobbly myself. So he was successful. Crossed into Georgia as soon as we left camp this morning, and there's the proof. Look who's hanging out in the middle of the trail. We are at Dyer Gap, where 2 years ago I said goodbye to KJ as he continued to hike towards
Mount Katahdin in Maine.
Yeah. At the destination, just need to find a place to put the tent. Well, this guy must have come from the campsite last night, rode in my tent, because he was on the inside all zipped up. I'm going to get in trouble for transporting wild animals across state lines. Hello, salamander. Tonight's dinner is mashed potatoes with pork rinds and cranberries. Not exactly sure how those pork rinds are going to react to boiling water. They might be delicious or they might be nasty. So it tastes pretty good, but the pork skins kind of got skin-like when they rehydrated. We're hiking through a mountain development. I think it's called Sisson Properties or something. Tonight's dinner is mashed potatoes with almonds and raisins and tuna. What are you having?
I'm having mashed potatoes with tuna and spinach.
I would rather have spinach than raisins.
Well, envy won't get you what you want.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. We just finished dinner and we are going to try to hike at least 1 mile, maybe 3. Depends on whether there's a campsite in 1 mile or not. So we got the tent set up. KJ's over there in the woods. Rinsed off in the creek. It's 7:38 and I'm gonna blow up my mattress and go to sleep. We're gonna get up early, about 5:30, try to be on the road by 7 in the morning because there's a restaurant in 5 hours that's open for lunch. How about that for a vacation? What would you call one of those? It's not a yurt.
It's a glamp.
Glamp?
That's what they're called, dude.
KJ's calculated 4.6 miles of road walking ahead. Five minutes to open according to the sign. Mine's good. How's yours?
Excellent.
Well, I just got some food of sorts from the Iron Bridge Cafe. Walking across the old Iron Bridge here, and the new Iron Bridge is there. Hiker box. Back in the woods. About 6 miles to go to our destination for tonight. KJ says it's 2,400 feet of elevation gain and, what'd you say, 1,000 descent?
Correct.
Could sleep in one of these teepees, but we're not going to. Who have we met here today?
Twig,
And what are you doing?
the Benton MacKaye Trail northbound.
Yay.
My first northbound trail.
Yay.
She's apparently quite the avid hiker. Have a good trip.
Thanks.
Raleigh Mountain Tower. Quite the collection of communication antennas. We camped in this field 2 years ago in March. Hot, must be in the mid 80s.
Okay,
Okay, hi everybody. I just met a hiker and this is,
Mary Jane or Golden Jjung.
and how long, what are you doing here? What's your hiking plans today?
My hope is to make it up to the Big Creek
And
in the Smokies.
Oh, good for
Through
you.
hike.
Good for you. You're going all the way.
Trying. I don't know if I'll make it. But
Oh,
I have
you'll
good
make it.
intentions.
yes, you will make it.
Great. Well, good luck.
Thanks.
That is unbelievable. She looked at me and she said, "Oh, I know you from YouTube." And apparently she watched the video that I made 2 years ago when KJ and I hiked the Benton MacKaye Trail from Amicalola to Dyer Gap. First time ever somebody said, "Oh, I know you from YouTube." Yeah, and she looked at KJ and said, "Oh, and you're the guy with him." So we're famous, KJ.
Woohoo! And we're at the campsite. Tifton Mountain.
Tifton Mountain.
Tifton Mountain.
It was worth the water carry. Oh, and it looks like tonight's dinner is pork rindaroni with raisins. Duncan Ridge Trail that way. It's about 10 miles to the AT. coincident with the BMT for a while going our direction. Whole lot of poison ivy. Boo! But I'm gonna take a picture of this one just because I like to say Walala. You get to go down in that valley and then back up there, I guess. We're either gonna go over that bump or maybe that one over there. And let me get my bearing here. Not a lot of information there. We camped in the rain right there a couple years ago. Engineering! The Ocoee River Suspension Bridge. Tonight's dinner was purchased at the country store, anticipating eating in my tent a salted nut roll. We got a break in the rain, so I'll show you our campsite tonight. The tent's over there. This is the Ocoee River. So this is the last night on the trail. It's hard to believe the 3 weeks have gone by so fast. I have some mixed feelings about tonight. I'm going to be glad to get out of the rain and into a hotel tomorrow night, but I sure have had a lot of fun on this trail. Before I started planning this, KJ told me that I should hike for 3 weeks, and if I didn't like hiking for 3 weeks, then I definitely would not like a 6-month-long through hike. And gotta say, I definitely enjoyed hiking for 3 weeks.
Triple crown loop dust.
Last day on the trail, we got about 15 miles to get to the end of the BMT at the marker, and then about a mile to the car. So we got about 40 minutes up the trail and it started to rain. How good is that God smiled on us and let us pack up and get started before it started to rain.
This is really nice trail.
Yes, it is. Okay, so I just met somebody here that was pretty cool. Who is this?
I'm Andrew. I was one of Dr. Lyon's Engineering 101 students.
Yeah, just a few months ago. So where are y'all hiking? How many days?
We're going to be out here for about a week.
Cool. Have a great hike.
You as well.
Yep. BMT Southern Terminus, 1.7 miles. I was talking with KJ earlier about how unspectacular the finish of this trail seems to be, particularly because we've had so much rain and thunder today. And when you see the end of the trail, it's not like I'm going to be pinnacling a mountain and standing with my arms raised and a beam of sunshine bears down upon my countenance. You know, the finish is not really the exciting part of this trip. It's been the hike all along. The journey has been the highlight, not the finish. And so it just makes me think about that. Probably applies to a lot of things in life. If we work and work and work on something just to check a box at the end and think that we're gonna get a celebration just because we checked that box, we're often disappointed. So we've got to make sure that you enjoy the path to the box. Now, don't get me wrong, checking that box is going to feel good when I get to the end of the BMT, but that's not what it's all about. It's about the past 295 miles to get here. Would you agree?
I would agree. You're almost there.
The BMT is so anticlimactic that the marker, the commemorative memorial marker, isn't even at the end of the trail. You have to walk 1/10 of a mile.
Spoken like a true engineer.
Well, that ends the adventure. We didn't do the wrap up at the BMT terminus because there was a bunch of pesky hikers, and
Pesky bugs.
pesky bugs was the real problem right there. So this was a good hike. I appreciate you coming along.
For the last little bit.
So I now know that I can hike for 3 weeks, and all I want to do is really go do a 0 and then get back on the trail. So see you next time.